What's up guys, and welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to be discussing some cut content from Grounded that basically just never made it into the game, such as some features and also some new bugs and creatures. So first up we have some cut pond creatures. So as you can see here, this was a water strider. It would drop, I think, something like water strider legs or something, which could be used to craft these. They were kind of like fin flops, but they look like big skis, and I'm pretty sure they just help you swim a lot faster underwater. So the model of these did actually get into the game, no animations or attacks or anything like that, but these have technically been in the game. I'm actually quite disappointed that these didn't make it into the final cut, because honestly, if you've been in the pond and Grounded recently, it feels so dead in there. There's like diving bells, tadpoles, and water boatmen, and that's about it. The koi fish doesn't really add much because it's not a proper creature, so I'd really like to see this in the pond, and I'm really disappointed that it didn't get in. So as you can see on screen now is a leech. Just a minute it was attacking a tadpole, now it's attacking a diving bell. Now these things are so weird, bro. I'm not sure how I feel about these being added. Again, it would be nice to make the pond not so dead, because like I said, it's pretty bloody boring in there. So I think these would have been somewhat of a good addition, but I'm not sure what they'd really add in terms of craftable items and stuff. But these were pretty cool, and the fact they interact with other creatures by attacking stuff is also pretty cool. But I feel like this plus diving bells could be too much, maybe if you're a new player who's just trying to do the pond lab and you're getting attacked by loads of leeches as well, especially because you don't have many good underwater working weapons at that point in the game. So next up, as you can see on screen, is the Fire Ant Queen. Now, the Ant Queen was on the feature board for like ages. Like, as long as I can remember, it's been on the feature board, and then they skipped out a full release and didn't really say much about it. But as you can see on screen, this is an absolute awesome model for a creature. So disappointing that this didn't make it in. Like I said, it's not a red ant or a black ant. It's going to be, I think, the Fire Ant Queen if it were to be added. This feels like something that should definitely be there. Someone like the Termite King, maybe it's somewhat of a mini boss. In my opinion, I feel like there should be more bosses like this that you can just encounter without being story bosses like the Assistant Manager or the Mant, or being bosses that you have to find a special recipe somewhere to summon, like the Mantis or the Broodmother. So really disappointed this didn't make it in, and hopefully we'll see this in a DLC at some point soon. Speaking of things I hope we see in a DLC, this is the Hornet or the Wasp, and I made a video about these recently. These were on the Grounded loading screen for like 2 years. Then they have recently changed it. I think maybe it was just in full release actually. But they changed it to bees. Never said anything about these, so I'm not sure what the hell happened to them and where they went. But these would have been an awesome creature, and I'm really disappointed they didn't make it in. Bees in Grounded, in my opinion, just kind of suck. They don't really do it for me. I feel like Wasp would have been a way cooler addition, considering I feel like in the update where they added flying creatures, instead of having a firefly and a bee which are like neutral, they should have had more like actual enemies to fight in the air, which they now have the tiger mosquito as well as the normal mosquito, but that's really not much. I feel like wasps or slash hornets should make a really good addition to the game. So next up is kind of a strange one, and probably not many people knew about this because it was never on the feature board or anything, but this was a lizard boss, and as you can tell by the floor, it was going to be inside probably the sand castle in the sandbox. Now, as much as this is a really cool idea for a boss, I personally don't really like it. It doesn't really fit the theme. Perhaps it could have been one of the creatures like the crow or the koi fish, which can attack you, but not a boss. And it also doesn't make much sense why there'd be a random bearded dragon living in a sandcastle in a sand pit, so yeah. Now next up is one that I don't have any pictures or videos for, but this is Weather. So like the Ant Queen, this was on the feature board for a long time, never made it in, never said anything about it, but this would have been so cool to have in the game. I'm assuming they would have had rain, maybe snow, or I don't know, hail or something like that. Probably a few different weather types, but just imagine if you're in your base in Grounded and it started raining or snowing, though I do think this could cause a problem if they were to choose that this weather would do damage to structures, because that would just be a pain. But if it didn't, that would just be a really cool addition, and yeah, I'm really disappointed that we didn't see this. Unfortunately guys, because this is cut content, I didn't have many videos, just pictures, but I hope you guys enjoyed, and let me know if you didn't know about any of these things that were just left out of Grounded and which one you'd like to see in Grounded the most.